Beautiful Taurians. Oh my goodness, what just happened to my camera? Okay, let's do this. And then that should fix it. Hello, how are you? This is Jill. Welcome to Tarot by the Sea. I'm going to do your reading for Valentine's Day. Yes, I know, I hear the sighs of exasperation or love and hope, depending on how you look at Valentine's Day. So, this is going to be a bit of a different one for me. This is a reading that I came up with yesterday. And I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of a tarot lesson at the same time. So we're going to go a little bit deeper with the court cards today. I am going to use the Gilded Tarot, as I usually do, if you've watched me before. I'm also going to use the Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Chiara Marchetti is the Gilded Tarot. And I'm also going to use this book, which came with the Gilded Tarot deck. Now, when you buy tarot cards, often the meanings of the cards are different between the different decks, okay? So this is the one that came with the Gilded Tarot, and it's by a lady called Josephine Ellishaw. It's a fantastic book. If you want to read tarot, if you watch other readers, you will find a lot of us use the Gilded Tarot. It's an incredibly good deck. It's beautiful to shuffle, and they're just really good to work with. If you want to do it, get yourself some Gilded Tarot cards. And no, I'm not getting commission for saying that. Get yourself any deck, because they all come with a book, but this is the ones that I started with. Lay your cards and then just read it from the book. And I can guarantee you, you will be able to read. You won't be able to read for yourself probably, because I don't know anyone who can actually properly read for themselves, because we're not objective enough. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do your love reading. And this is for everybody, hopefully everyone will get something from it. So if you're in a relationship, beautiful. If you fancy the pants off somebody, it will be about them. If you're dating somebody, it will be about them. If you are not looking for love, then hopefully you'll get something else out of it. And you know, we all have relationships. They don't have to be romantic relationships, do they? We all have relationships with people. We have friends, we have children, we have parents, we have whoever. So it might be something to do with them. So there we go. If you're dating multiple people, might get a little bit muddled. I have to warn you. You will have to use your discretion as to how you choose to read it. So what I'm going to use the book for is when the court cards come out, we're going to focus on them, and I'm actually going to read you what's in the book. Because we lose so much in translation. I will do the Emperor actually, because he's a person generally. The Emperor, we would normally say he's fire sign male and he's very controlling or very controlled and he's in charge of his world and he's successful and things. But there's so much more to the Emperor card than that. So what I thought I would do, because I'm a teacher and I can't help myself, I thought I would do that. If you don't have court cards come out, we'll do the Major Arcana instead, and we will look at those. That's what I did for Sagittarius, I think. So we will do something anyway. If that doesn't appeal to you, please don't worry about it. I forgot my microphone, but at least it's plugged in, so you'll have to excuse me to put it on. If that doesn't appeal to you, then that's fine. I hope I will see you in another reading. I just thought this would be quite an interesting thing to do. You guys are obviously interested in tarot, or you wouldn't be watching. So let's give it a go. This is a new spread, something that came up my brain yesterday, and I will talk you through it as we go through. So this is your overview for the relationship. Okay, the Knight of Wands. When I've been explaining about the kind of, this is the Knight of Wands and he is this. This has been the one that has basically come out every single time, and it didn't this time, it was the Emperor. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And actually, here's your overview card. I'm getting a lot of weird stuff like that today. Temperance and Hope have come out for just about everyone together. I will laugh if you get those. And, oh, I didn't use, yeah, I did. Oh my God, first reading last time out of about 8. I didn't get the 8 of Autumn in my last reading. So we'll see if you get it. Okay, now this is the energy that they are coming in with, whoever they are for you. The Six of Cups. Okay. This is the energy that you are coming in with. The Ace of Cups. Okay. Right. This is what they want from a relationship, or from your relationship with them. The Emperor is itching to come out. He's absolutely itching to come out, whether he does or not. Page of Swords. Page of Swords has just come out for Scorpio as well. So this is what they want from a relationship, which is interesting. This is what you want from the relationship. Six of Swords. So you've got matching cups, you've got matching swords. This is how they feel about you. Strength. Could be dealing with a Leo. You could have Leo in your chart. Okay. This is what you feel about them. But Page of Wands. Again, they're not matching this time, but they're both fire signs. This is how they see the relationship going. Almost had the King of Wands, which is pretty much the same as the Emperor, in fairness. The Emperor to me is like a mixture between the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. That's how they see the relationship going. How do you see the relationship going? Swords. Okay, and this is your outcome card. You've got a lot of people. It's going to be a bit of a longer reading. Outcome card, outcome card. Come on guys, please stop throwing cards at me. If you haven't watched recently, I seem to have a new guide and they are throwing cards at me like crazy. Just over enthusiastic. I think they're trying to get the King of Wands out. Quite possibly trying to get the King of Wands or the Emperor out. That's certainly the cards that are coming up. Whoa. Oh, Knight of Pentacles. No. Come on. It wasn't that I just didn't want to take the Knight of Pentacles. He just kind of wasn't coming. The Hermit. The Hermit is what was coming out. And the Moon. So you have the Moon on the bottom of your deck. Okay. The Moon is basically, could be a water sign. It could be secrets. It could be secrets. It could also just be about emotion. It could be about deep emotions. Yeah? Just be about deep emotions. Right. Let's see what we have. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, this is your overview energy, is the Knight of Wands. Now, in a general deck, in a general reading, I would say that the Knight of Wands is passionate. He's generally a young male, but it doesn't have to be male. Okay, he's generally younger. This is the adventurer. He likes going off on his big passionate adventures. He's in, he's out, he's all about the passion. Yeah. So, let's see what Josephine Ellishaw has to say about him, since they're her. I can't even speak. Maybe I'm getting myself in such a tiz about the Knight of Wands. Okay, right. Are you ready? The Knight of Wands sets out with confidence. He tends to bring swift movement to matters with a high level of energy. If representing a young man of the fire element, so what we're doing? So we're doing fire. I've written them down because I'm so rubbish at remembering. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay. If representing a young man, the King of Wands is energetic, adventurous, full of ambitious ideas, warm and exciting, but apt to be a little hasty. As an event, the Knight of Wands almost shows up when someone is about to change residence. It may also signify a long journey being taken, sometimes both, as in immigration. What? Okay, changing residence and, yeah, okay, oh, okay. As always, look for supporting cards. There's a travel across water card. So for some of you it might be, but this is a love reading, but you could be travelling to see someone. The energy this night represents tends to make clients feel they must act quickly, as it is a high level of creative energy, but they must not, in their haste, forget to check all the details first. Right, so you may be travelling to see someone. You may be travelling across water. Or you may just be moving fast, okay? You may just be moving fast. Now, the energy coming in with them is the Six of Cups. So either they're dealing with children or they're looking back at the future. Maybe you're watching Back to the Future. Looking back at the past. Kind of with rose-tinted glasses, I think, a lot of the time. You know, if you are in a relationship, maybe you are emigrating, I suppose. It's possible. It is possible, because you have this Ace of Cups, which is something that you love. And maybe you are leaving people behind. So maybe if you're in a couple, then maybe you are doing that. But we will see how that goes. But you're looking back, they're looking back to the past, okay? Maybe looking back to when children were younger. Maybe they're just focused on their children at the moment. Maybe they're focused on this Page of Swords. So what you're bringing in is you're bringing in this Ace of Cups, which is an opportunity for something that's emotionally fulfilling. Maybe you've known this person for a long time. Maybe you've known this person since you were children and you're looking at starting a relationship with them. Maybe you've just kind of got back together. Maybe one of you has just moved back to the country or something, has just moved. And you're looking at getting together with them. That's quite exciting, isn't it? I quite like that idea. Right. What they want the Page of Swords. They want the Page of Swords. I'm not sure why they would want the Page of Swords, to be honest, unless... Okay. Page of Swords is an air sign child, okay? It's an air sign child. Quick-minded, cool, deep, takes everything in but doesn't speak unnecessarily. Secretive, analytical, tends to make logical decisions, appears quite solemn even when happy, can appear insensitive to others' feelings. Injustice on any level upsets them as they stick to the rules and can't understand those who don't. Can be deceitful or gossipy, causing rumours and trouble, though not intentionally. See, this is why I don't understand it. It's like maybe they're just focused on their children at the moment. Or this particular child. As an event, it represents delayed news or disappointing news. It can show minor problems with the children's behaviour. Depending upon the surrounding cards, it may also represent someone causing minor problems with petty gossip. So, why would they want that unless they're just focused on their children? Maybe they're just... Yeah, maybe they're just focused on the child. Maybe their child's having problems at school or something. Or having problems with the child's behaviour. Can we clarify why they want the Page of Swords, please? The Emperor. Maybe they want a father figure for their child. Maybe they're having problems with their children and they want a father figure for their child. Someone who's willing to be in control. But these two are looking away from each other, so maybe they want a resolution between the Emperor, who tends to be a fire sign, and this this child, okay, this air sign child. So Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, and Leo, Aries or Sagittarius, okay, they're not looking at each other. So maybe for some reason there is a problem in the relationship because of children, and this person can't make a decision. So they're kind of hanging around. That is the only thing that I can get from that, and I don't know whether that's relevant to you. If you don't have children, maybe that could be the problem as well. Maybe they want a child. Maybe they want a child. Please let me know, because that's a little bit of a stump. You know, it's a bit... Maybe this male, whoever this male is, thinks that somebody's playing favourites with the children. Maybe they have other children and this person's just focused on one of them. And maybe that's what's causing problems. I'm kind of getting, sorry, there are 3 girls and a boy. Maybe. And maybe this boy is the one who is getting most of the attention. I don't know. That's it's a bit of a challenging one to read that, because it's not something that generally comes up very often. We'll see how the rest of the reading progresses. Okay. So what you want from the relationship is to move away from troubled times. Okay, you want to take these lessons with you, get in your boat and actively move away. Things are coming to light, perhaps. You've learnt these lessons, you've learnt this, you've got this information now, and you're kind of like moving away. And you're moving away from this, from the other person, I think. How they feel about you, they see you as a strength. Okay, you have the Strength card. Now this lady here has got a chain around the lion's neck. They're not looking at each other, but they're kind of travelling in the same direction. Okay, this is how they see you. You may have Leo in your chart, or maybe she's trying to tame the beast. So if she's having problems with the children, maybe she's trying to tame the beast. That's a horrible way to talk about children, and I'm so apologetic for that, because that's really, you know, as a teacher and a parent, I would never talk about my any children as beasts, but maybe that's the way the representation is coming. Maybe this is an older child as well, because that's not a lion cub, that's a lion. But maybe it's an older child, maybe it's a teenager. Okay. And maybe what she wants from you is just, I don't know, maybe you can help her do that. Or maybe she just wants to focus on doing it. Maybe that's just what she wants from you, is just like, I just need to focus on this. I'm focused on this, child. I just need to focus on this. Okay, and actually, I'm not seeing an awful lot of you in there, to be honest. In absolute fairness, I'm not seeing an awful lot in there. But she's kind of leading this child. The two of them are together, and basically they're kind of moving forward. She's got a chain around the lion's neck. The lion's not fighting her, she's not fighting the lion. It's gentle, it's kind, she's leading in a kind way, and the lion is just going along with her. Maybe she wants you to have strength. Maybe she wants you to kind of be able to sit it out, okay, while she gets this dealt with, or he gets this dealt with. I'm saying she just because it's a female in the thing. It's a weird reading. It's not the kind of reading that we normally get in love readings. Okay, we have this Page of Wands, and we have the Ace of Swords together. These two cards are together. Well, they are now. They weren't, because that's how you saw them. But these two cards are connected. So let's look at the Page of Wands. It's obviously about children, this reading. Obviously something to do with children, this reading. Page of Wands. Fire element child. Okay. So again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So maybe this child has got air and fire in their chart. What else did we have? Yeah, air and fire in their chart. And maybe they want you to step in. If this is your child, maybe this person wants you to step in and basically sort this out, because they want you to come in and actually deal with this as well. And you're kind of not up for that, because perhaps you have another relationship and you're really not up for dealing with that right now. Which Taurus is not like you, because Taurians are very family focused, they're very loyal, they're very steadfast, they're fantastic parents on the whole. So this would be a very, very surprising reading for me if that's the case. Okay, so child or young person, fire element, active and energetic, cheerful, optimistic, sometimes quite fearless, action orientated, full of new ideas but often lacks thinking it through, tendency to dive into things head first without much forethought, a cheeky little monkey or a lovable rogue describes this person. As an event, it's good news coming in, usually swiftly, pretty much the same in fairness. Can be classed as letters, phone calls or word of mouth. Maybe it's like father's son. Do you know what I mean? Like father, like son. That kind of sense of it. And maybe the other person kind of wants you to kind of acknowledge that. I wonder whether for some of you somebody wants you to acknowledge the fact that a child is your child. Possibly. Right, and then they have the Knight of Cups. So, how they see the relationship going, they have the Knight of Cups. So you have the Knight of Cups and you have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Maybe at the moment you're being the Knight of Wands and they want you to be the Knight of Cups. It's the same person. It's most definitely the same person, because I just interchanged the cards. So the Knight of Cups. So how they see the relationship heading. The Knight of Cups has his beautiful robes set forth with idealistic expectations. With suitable theatrical expression, he holds his cup up high in streamers of celebration upon his rearing horse, the vision of our romantic knight. If representing a young man of the water element, so that would be Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces, he would be romantic and idealistic. Maybe this person wants romance from you, okay? And you're currently being the Page of Swords. The energy this knight symbolises always felt on an emotional level. He represents offers being brought to you that can be accompanied by a high level of excitement. Due to the element he represents, the Knight of Cups is the one to look for in relation to romantic invitations or proposals of marriage. Maybe this person wants you to acknowledge that this child is your child and they want to marry you. They want you to marry them. Due to the element he represents, the Knight of Cups is the one to look for in relation to romantic invitations or proposals of marriage. For those in the arts, he often brings interesting work developments or offers, and the card associations determine which. Perhaps this person wants the three of you to just be happy. And they think that that will help the child to settle down. And then you can have this happy family. Maybe you're a little bit, if you're the male, maybe you're a little bit detached from the woman and her child. And maybe she sees you as a soulmate, but at the moment she's just juggling. She's having to choose between you and her child, and it's just like she's focusing on her child. And she wants you to be the King of Cups. She wants you to do the work. Okay. You want the Ace of Swords. So you want the Ace of Cups and you want the Ace of Swords. You're coming in with the Ace of Cups, and then you have the Ace of Swords. I'm going to read you the Ace of Swords because this is really quite a full-on reading. I wouldn't normally. The Ace of Swords is generally a new idea, okay? A new... Swords are about ideas, they're about intellect, they're about all of those things. Perhaps you have a new idea for this. What a wonderfully powerful card this is. When the Ace of Swords appears, it signifies victory and triumph over difficulty. In order to do so, you will need reserves of inner strength, and clarity of thought, so your success is well deserved. The Ace of Swords represents a great strength of force and inner power, showing you have the ability to overcome setbacks and adversity. This is a card of victory and triumph through one's own actions. There you go. That's what you want. You want victory. Or you're being offered this opportunity for victory with something. And you have this here, the Five of Swords as well. He has that Ace of Swords in his hand. Oh, I can't even show you. I'm really sorry. Can't get the light right. And the Hermit. And I think at this point you're kind of going inside to think about it. I think you're going inside to think about it. I think you want this to go forward. I think you want it to go forward. So you're looking at how it can be done. You're looking for victory. You're looking for something else. Can we clarify the Hermit for the outcome, please? The Hermit's about wisdom, okay? It's about wisdom. It's about maybe getting a mentor as well. You could get a tutor for this child or go to some kind of external... It's usually the Hierophant, but the Hermit is usually someone older who's very wise. So maybe you're getting professional help with this, is possibly, yeah, High Priestess. Again, it's like using your intuition. It's this water sign. And maybe you find something out. Maybe you go and see this Hermit and you find something out because you think maybe something is wrong here. Perhaps with this child. I'm going to leave that with you. Do you know that's probably one of the most complicated reads I've ever had to do? It was really difficult to see how that was all coming out. So I hope it helped in some way, because it was a real challenge to read that one. And Taurus, you guys are normally pretty straightforward, but I think you may have issues with this child. Okay, let's have a look, and we'll do some fairy tarot cards and see what comes out. And see if that gives you any more clarification. You know your story better than I do. Remember, I'm coming into this blind, so I don't know what's going on for you at the moment. It might not resonate with everyone. It might be nothing to do with... it might be nothing to do with you because you don't have children and there's no children involved in your relationship and things like that. Eight of Autumn. There is one card in the last... There is one reading in the last 3 days that the Eight of Autumn has not come out in. Absolutely crazy. Five of Spring. Opposing goals from different... Oh, yeah, okay. I think this is kind of clarifying it. Again, we have the Page of... no, we don't. No, we don't. We have the Knight of Swords. Right. So, cards that you have. And I think this kind of clarifies what I was saying about seeing someone professionally. We have the Eight of Autumn, okay, and it says do more research before proceeding, education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. Then we have the Five of Spring, which is the Five of Wands, okay, and it says opposing goals, rising from differing opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or others, overly ambitious people. Prince of Winter, Prince of Swords. Intellectual, determined, focused, impulsive, Seek out an intellectual solution to your problem. The need to act quickly and decisively. Sudden or unexpected changes. On the top of your deck a second ago, before I put the cards back, you had the Tower, but it was in reverse. The Tower is always a Tower, but in reverse it's not as bad as like the usual Tower. But sudden or unexpected changes, maybe something happens. And I think this is a kind of like chin up card, okay? Four of Spring is the Four of Wands. Did you have the Four of Wands? Somebody just had the Four of Wands. Be grateful, you have so much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. And again, you have that. You have an Ace of Pentacles now. So you've had the Ace of Cups, you've had the Ace of Swords, and now you've had the Ace of Pentacles as well. All right, things are going to go well. I think you need to sort this thing out with this child. The Ace of Pentacles, the opportunity for something which is long term. I wonder whether it's the opportunity for a long term solution, or the opportunity for a long-term relationship in this case. But whether you choose to take it or not, because opportunities are opportunities, they're not the start of something. Right, my loves, I'm going to leave that with you. Gosh, Taurus, that was the toughest reading I've ever done. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped in some way. I hope it clarified something, and I hope it made sense. I don't know your life, you do. All right, take care, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.